I know I've talked to you about lying and how it destroys a relationship, and it's always found out. But as a therapist, my job is very rarely preventing lies. It's more dealing with them after they happen. Many times when we lie to our partner or to someone significant to us, we evaluate it, we rationalize it, we tell ourselves, well, it's a little white lie, or it's superficial, it's not a big deal. But if you start doing that as a pattern, what ends up happening is your rationale begins rationalizing bigger and bigger things. So what I'm going to encourage you to do today is to make your relationship one of transparency. And the only way you can do that is to begin getting comfortable with telling your partner when you've lied to them, talking to them about it, and really taking it seriously that this relationship is going to be totally honest with all things. And that means also that you get to be a better listener and a better brainstormer when your partner comes back to you and tells you they've lied. How are you going to fix it? Because people lie, lies happen, they're never good. But if more couples would make their partnership one of transparency, then at least when the lie was first done, it would be exposed, it would be talked about, partners would have a chance to be forgiving, and you could work forward together from that point. So if you've been hanging on to a lie, or if you want to start this honest, transparent relationship, I'm going to tell you how to tell your partner you lied and exactly the steps that should be followed for you to be able to admit it and then take charge of it, be responsible, and then how to go forward. The first one, pick the right time. I think many times when couples or a partner has a lie, they try to squeeze it in. They try to squeeze it in somewhere, or it comes out at a really inopportune time, a time when both people are distracted or one person is feeling really bad about something. And that's what causes the reaction many times of a partner packing up that night and moving out. So it's important you set a time in your mind and you have a chance to kind of prepare for it. Secondly, how you say it matters. And if you're going to try to say it making excuses like, well, I did something I probably shouldn't have. No, you tell your partner, I've done something that I need to talk to you about. I don't feel good about it. And then you have a time scheduled about when you're going to talk about this. And your partner may get very anxious and they may ask to talk before the time you're ready. And in that case, it's up to you to make the adjustment so you can be more flexible and help your partner feel better. Then you apologize. You tell them what you did. Don't make excuses, no buts. You tell them honestly, I did this and I feel really bad about it, or however you're feeling about it. It's important you tell them, I don't want to hurt you and I feel terrible that I did this. That is so important, and you do not make excuses for yourself. Secondly, you treat it with the seriousness it deserves. Any lie, any betrayal is serious. And when you try to glaze over it and say, oh, come on, can we just get past this or let it go? No, that's not okay. Because that's you saying how you believe your partner should be. You're forcing your opinion on them, and that is not their heart. They have their heart, you have yours. Just as will, you have to be able to say it, and then you have to be able and flexible enough to do what's going to bring peace to your partner. And the way I said it, I would begin with telling them why it's important that you tell them and how much that person means to you. And then I would tell them, and then I would ask, I would be humble and ask for forgiveness, because I think it's hard to move on if they can't forgive you. I would not blame or deflect at all. Anything they say from that point I would listen. I would listen and try and maybe be curious and try to understand deeper if they're explaining something in your character that they've seen before. You do not blame, you do not deflect. Um, and have a plan. You need to have already brainstormed a plan of how you can make up for this or what you can do to prevent this from ever happening again. It's important that you did that work ahead of time, that you have a plan, and then you ask them for their insight into the plan, for their help in the plan. For if it's something where you need to be more held accountable, that you're going to open everything up so that they can see it and help hold you accountable. And then you have like a way for it to possibly get better, the relationship. And that means that you have to look inside yourself and be willing to make changes. Like you can say, part of the reason I did this was I was getting careless about us. I wasn't giving enough attention to us. And I'd like to rectify that by maybe today, starting today, we'll have an hour a night, just you and I talking, or we'll have 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at lunch and 20 minutes at night, where it's just you and I talking. Whatever it is, you have that in your plan. In other words, these are the changes you're going to make the relationship going forward. If you don't have that, then once again, it's dumping a problem on your partner, and then you're saying, how are we going to get out of this mess? You have a plan, but you also stay open to your partner's plan, because how your partner moves past whatever they're feeling, and many times it's trying to help them readjust their expectations and learn to trust you again, then they're going to need to know that you already have ideas and that you are making concerted efforts. That means you're still very much a part of the relationship. You want it to work. They need to know that. I hope this helps.